Hi guys, it's Kitzo here and welcome to the channel. So today I'm going to start my first episode of a series I'm looking to base this whole channel around. I'm going to call it the Sunday Iconic Kit Search, or 6 for short. So how this is going to work is I'm going to pick a team, a season and a player from that team and season and review the kit based on that. The reason why I'm doing this is because I think to make a kit iconic, the team needs to be iconic too. So this is going to be split into 3 sections: the team, the player on the back of the shirt, and the style of the kit itself. All 3 will be out of 10, so the maximum score is 30. I think I explained that pretty clearly, so let's get started. The season is 1998 to 1999, the team is Parma, and the player is number 9, Hernan Crespo. So in the previous 97-98 season, Carlo Ancelotti's side finished 6th place in the Serie A, giving them UEFA Cup qualification for the season upcoming. They also managed to get to the semi-finals of the Coppa Italia after a loss of 2-2 on aggregate to AC Milan, but they had very little impact in Europe after bouting out of the Champions League group stage. The team already had huge names in it: future World Cup winner, Ballon d'Or runner-up and arguably the greatest goalkeeper ever, Gigi Buffon, future World Cup winner and the only defender to win a Ballon d'Or, Fabio Cannavaro, and Argentine goal machine, Hernan Crespo. But it was clear Parma needed that extra something to be a bigger impact in Italy and in Europe. They got rid of Carlo Ancelotti and replaced him with Alberto Malassani after his convincing season with Fiorentina in 1997-98. Malassani knew where to improve the team and signed Sebastian Veron for €15.75 million from Sampdoria, which was their record signing at the time. Forward Faustino Asprilla and winger Diego Fusa joining from Newcastle and Lazio respectively were some other big signings made by Parma that season. As the 98-99 Serie A season kicked off, Parma failed to score in their first 2 matches, drawing both of them 0-0. It wasn't until Dino Baggio scored in the 47th minute against Juventus on the 26th of September 1998 to get them their first goal and first win of the season, 1-0. Parma kicked on from then. Some of their most notable wins were 2-0 against Fiorentina and 4-0 against 98-99 Serie A champions Milan, where Hernan Crespo scored braces in both matches. They ended up finishing 4th despite only accumulating 6 points in their last 5 matches. This gave them Champions League qualification for next season. Parma joined the Coppa Italia in the round of 32 stage, up against Genoa. They comfortably defeated Genoa 4-0 on aggregate to proceed to the round of 16. They faced Bari, which proved to be a difficult task, as a 92nd minute own goal gave them the 2-1 win on aggregate. Udinese were Parma's next opponents, and with the first leg away from home they lost 3-2. But Veron and Balbo goals and a Crespo brace quickly cancelled this away defeat, as Parma won 4-0 at home, making it a 6-3 win on aggregate. Serie A giants Inter Milan were the team they had to defeat for the chance to play in the Coppa Italia final, and with a 2-0 away win and a 2-1 home win, they breezed their way into the final. Fiorentina were their opponents in the final. The team nicknamed Viola achieved 3rd place in Serie A that season, and their main striker, Batistuta, was the 2nd highest goal scorer in Serie A with an impressive 21 goals. The final was played in 2 legs, with Parma having home advantage. Crespo scored in the first half, but Batistuta fired in the 81st minute to take a draw into the second leg. In the second and final game of the Coppa Italia, Crespo scored first again, but with 2 goals from Fiorentina in the second half, they found themselves 2-1 down. A 71st minute equaliser from Paolo Vanoli was to be a decisive goal for Parma, as away goals gave them their 2nd ever Coppa Italia. So 6th place in the season before gave them UEFA Cup qualification. Back in the 98-99 season, there was no group stage within this competition. Instead, a 2-leg knockout was used throughout. Parma entered the UEFA Cup in the first round, beating both Fenerbahce and Wisla Krakow 3-2 in the first and second round respectively. Rangers 4-2 in the third, Bordeaux 7-2 in the quarters, and Atletico Madrid 5-2 in the semis. This gave them the chance to lift the Europa League for the 2nd time in both their history and in the 90s. In order to do so, they had to defeat French giants Marseille, who boasted a squad full of French internationals, including Laurent Blanc and Robert Pires. The first 25 minutes saw a cautious Marseille side play much of their football in their own half. Parma were dominating. Sensini hit a long ball forward towards Veron, whose headed flick-on looked not to be dangerous, into a lazy-headed back pass from the experienced Laurent Blanc gifted Crespo a one-on-one with the keeper. The Argentine coolly lobbed the keeper with his first touch to give Parma the lead after 26 minutes. 10 minutes later, as the Italians continued to dominate, a Parma attack twice looked to have been ended by Marseille's defence, but the ball found Thuram in an advanced right-back position on both occasions. On a second occasion, Thuram was able to slide in to find Fuser yards from the byline and just onside. He whipped in a deep cross, which Vanoli expertly directed his header past Marseille's goalkeeper into the net to double Parma's advantage. 5 minutes before the hour mark, Thuram surged forward down the right before giving the ball to Veron outside him. Veron chipped the ball into the penalty area, with a ball looking to be destined for Crespo's boot. A fine dummy duped Marseille's defence and gave Chiesa the opportunity to volley home emphatically from 12 yards to make it 3-0 and seal a Parma victory. This season was arguably one of Parma's best, especially in cup competition terms. To win 2 knockout competitions in one season takes some doing, and while it wasn't a Champions League trophy they won, I'm still going to give them a 7.5 out of 10 for their 98-99 season. Hernan Crespo was 23 when the 98-99 season began. He'd already been at the club for 2 years after signing from his boyhood club, River Plate. In his first 2 seasons, the Argentine had scored 26 goals in 63 appearances. The 98-99 season saw him kick on from this, and ended up scoring more goals than he had scored in his first 2 seasons combined, 28 in 45 appearances. A lot of these were scored in very decisive games, including both legs of the Coppa Italia final and the UEFA Cup final as well. It's definitely fair to say that if Parma did not have the Argentine in their side that season, it would have been pretty hard to win the cups they did win. For that reason, I'm going to give him an 8 for the 98-99 campaign. Throughout his whole career, I think I can easily argue the case of him being one of the most iconic strikers of our generation. In Europe, he played for Parma, Lazio, Inter and AC Milan, Genoa and Chelsea. He won the Serie A 3 times, the Supercoppa Italiana 4 times, the UEFA Cup once and the Premier League once. Not to forget a lovely Champions League runners-up medal from Istanbul in 2005. You can thank me later for putting that one in, Liverpool fans. Overall, I think he carried his form from that 98-99 season throughout his career, where he scored a total of 197 goals in 453 games. Not to forget achieving 64 caps for his country, where he scored an impressive 35 goals, which is why I'll stick with an 8 for him as an overall player. If my maths is correct, 2 8s average out to an 8 as an overall for the player section. That's pretty easy. In my opinion, I think this is a class shirt. The blue, yellow and white horizontal stripes with the subtle Lotto logos scattered throughout the shirt makes this a great retro shirt. For the style, I'm going to give it an 8. So with the 3 scores added up, that comes to a total of 23.5, which is well deserved from the Italian club. I wouldn't say the 98-99 team and kit would be the first thing I'd think of when it comes to iconic, but the Argentine goal machine, Hernan Crespo, is definitely up there. So let me know what you think in the comments section below, whether I was too nice or too harsh with my scoring. Also, if you want me to carry this search on, be sure to give this video a like and comment what team you think I should review next. Be sure to subscribe if you've enjoyed this video and want to see more, and I'll see you next time. Take care.